It's a chocolate hazelnut flavor, which is basically we have sandwiched Nutella between two Oreo cookies.
Ooh.
They are deliciously decadent, and the best part is they're so rich I can only eat a couple before I have to stop.
Nice.
Oh, that is actually very nice. Unlike mint, where you just kind of just shovel in your mouth.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Prismere. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, who would like
Find
to...
me in a week.
Okay, all right. Who would like to recap us for inspiration?
I can do that. I just remembered where we started. Which is beating the ass of the last remaining, not last remaining, I suppose, but last obstinate members of the Legion. Really, or yeah, whoops, the League. Absolutely tore them to pieces before we found out later. They summoned some kick-ass constructs, which is really good for us. We also bumped into another worshiper of Vecna, who wanted my book, and he was very, very friendly with Arlen briefly. That was so close to dangerous. And then we called Eladon, and we found Bloody Beak, and have released Bloody Beak from the curse on the castle, and he is now outside. And we, I think, are we at a bit of a loss? Like we just gotta wait until Bird find Jabberwock, and then we make a break for the. Oh shoot! I know the name of the room, but like the audience hall or something.
Ballroom, banquet hall?
Ballroom. Yes, thank you, ballroom. Is that our plan?
I mean, I think we've got a fair bit of castle left to explore. I think it's just a matter of, like, there have been doors that we haven't been able to get through yet.
We haven't found the study yet.
Yeah. I think that exploration should kind of be the name of the game right now.
Uh-huh. That's a great suggestion. I think that's a good idea.
I don't know, it seems like maybe heading to the ballroom, right? Because I'd hate to be roaming around, right, while Bloody Beak is dealing with the Jabberwock, right? And then Bloody Beak fucks off, right? And the Jabberwock comes back, and we've got to do the whole thing all over again.
Yeah, I was just thinking that is, I don't know, should we really be exploring now?
Well, I think, I mean, we need to get rid of the Jabberwock for like safety reasons, I guess. Like, I don't think we found Zybilna even. Like, I think that we need to like find out where she is and
Well, my understanding is she's in the ballroom.
okay.
But we don't know where that we have not been to that location yet.
Mhm.
So we would have to do like a little bit of quote unquote exploration at least to find her.
Yeah. And then like we need to break the spell on everything, and like we've got to figure out like what that ritual actually is to be able to do that. And like Eladon can break specific people out, but like the whole like true name caveat, like I don't know, there's a chance, like I think we heard something about possibly Zybilna is not Zybilna's true name, and so like trying to figure that out might be important, because if we can wake her up then she can break the spell, but otherwise we're just kind of trying to figure out how to do that ourselves.
And we do have a lead there. We do have the poem that we got from Endolin, but we
Charmaine.
don't know. Huh?
Charmaine was the one that gave it to you.
Oh shit! I have it listed wrong then. Um, um, that's probably the closest that we have as far as that goes. But we won't know if it works until we try it. But I think the Zybilna true name thing is a thing that you and I were talking about after game, Ty. Like, we
Mhm.
have a lot of evidence to believe that Zybilna, like, came from the same place or knew the hags before she became the Archfey of Prismeer. And so it's possible that, like, Zybilna is not her true name in the sense that it would break her from the spell.
Yeah, I mean the one way to know for sure is to try it, but you know we'd have to find her. And then like I don't know, I just feel like gathering I'm not like saying explore to loot, I'm saying explore to like try to gather information, because I think that's the way that we break this thing. But yeah, I think ballroom's a good place to start.
Let's go.
Okay. I
Okay.
will add one thing real quick to your recap, which is in the effort of finding the aviary and Bloody Beak, the truly giant owl, you did pass through the main banquet hall, wherein you found a Fomorian giant who was very rapidly depleting the food on the banquet table, and by appeasing her with the massive cake that you saw the pixies frosting in the kitchen, you were able to pass by her and buy some time. But that route may eventually become difficult to go through should she run out of cake, which, by your best estimate, from Banner having to go through there to get um, the doors of the aviary open, you have at least a couple of hours before that might become an issue.
Thank you.
The silent flight of Bloody Beak the Owl over the top of the Palace of Heart's Desire and out of sight, having just freed him. Where are you headed?
Well, if I remember correctly, down here and to the west are more doors we haven't been through.
Yeah.
Correct. And as a reminder, this door, the door on the south wall,
Mhm.
is one of the doors with the stag above it, which would mean it is open currently because you do have the stag.
Mhm.
You do have the stag Wrath wearing the silver crown, or golden crown now, rather.
Well, I think that's reason enough for us to hit that one up first.
Sounds like a wonderful idea.
I will dramatically shove open the doors.
The doors fly open into a room whose walls are lined with square compartments holding bundles of scrolls, leather-bound tomes, and all sorts of other forms of written word. In the middle of the room, at a table, there is an elderly dwarf in gray robes sitting with a pen in one hand and spectacles resting on the end of a very clearly broken multiple times nose. He does appear to be frozen, although the state he was in before he was frozen suggests that he was running on extremely little sleep. His eyes are bloodshot. There is a certain amount of ink spatter on the table, suggesting that maybe his hands were shaking. Um, and whatever he is writing has more than a few words uh, darkened out.
What is he working on?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Peering over his shoulder, there is an unfinished letter that simply states, "Dear Rotten Ethel, you have requested access to ancient rituals handed down by Baba Yaga herself. Rituals that can be used to fulfill bargains. I regret to inform you that Igwilv is unwilling to share her knowledge of these rituals with you at this time. Your coven has much work to do to earn her favor. Until then, she wishes you well in your dark dealings with Mort."
What
The
was the
last
second name that was listed in there?
Igwilv?
Igwilv.
That sounds familiar. That looks familiar. I don't think I have that in my notes though.
Can I try to like make a check of some kind to see if we've seen that before?
Make a history check.
Do.
Is it alright if I also make a history check?
Mhm.
Okay.
Or if you'd like to have one person roll with advantage instead, you can assist.
I have a +10 to history, so
Oh yeah.
The name Igwilv, I don't know that you've heard it here in Prismir. Actually, I'm fairly certain you have not heard it here in Prismir at all. It is certainly a name that, especially Arlen, you have heard not on this world so much, but in the travels of the Witchlight Carnival to a world known as Oerth. You have been there once in your travelings with the Witchlight, given that it only
I've
visits
only made
each
one
world every
cycle, yeah.
yeah. But Igwilv is a very, very powerful wizard. And the best thing that Igwilv is known for is Igwilv's Demonomicon, a treatise on the dealings of most of the uh, the demon princes of the nine hells.
Okay, well, this Igwilf sounds really familiar, but like, what would they be writing about them here for? Because that's from like the planet Earth. Like, there's like a wizard there. They wrote like the Demonomicon. Um, hmm. Think you're muted.
There is all the iconography of the demons in the spire above.
Hmm.
As strange as it might be, it sounds as if Zybilna has a form of connection, even if it is a passing curiosity. But
I mean,
this
like,
is...
how old is Zybilna? Like, maybe this was like a past life or something.
I don't know that any of us could know.
Yeah. It's just rhetorical question, I guess.
A potentially very important question to ask.
Well, I guess we'll stick that in the pocket. Is there anything else in here of note? Also, I think the door has not been opened for us.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
No worries.
Other than the dwarf, there is no other individual here. The walls, like I said, are lined with I'm trying to think of a imagine all the like the scrolls rolled on their sides like Gandalf pouring through the libraries. That's what this room looks like. Tons and tons of parchment scrolls rolled up, laid on their sides and stacked on top of each other in little wooden cubbies that lined the majority of the walls of this room.
Who was the letter from again? Who was signed? Who
It was not signed. The letter cut off in the middle of a word, but it was
Gotcha.
addressed to Rotten Ethel.
Rotten Ethel. Okay.
Could you read that letter one more time?
Yep. It is, Dear Rotten Ethel, you have requested access to ancient rituals handed down by Baba Yaga herself. Rituals that can be used to fulfill bargains. I regret to inform you that Igwilv is unwilling to share her knowledge of these rituals with you at this time. Your coven has much work to do to earn her favor. Until then, she wishes you well in your dark dealings with Mort. M-O-R-T. Lowercase,
And
not
that's
an A.
what's cut off.
Correct.
Gotcha.
You would assume mortals.
Mortals.
I want to pull out some more of these notes and start reading.
The scrolls?
Yeah.
Make me an investigation check.
I think I'm going to use inspiration for that, since apparently I'm skilled in this. There we go.
You pull out a couple scrolls and read through them just quickly. The first thing that catches your eye is that all of these are written in the infernal script. None of them are written in Sylvan or Common or any other of the
Are you fucking kidding me?
languages. Wait, do you read Infernal?
I
You do,
fucking
right?
read Infernal.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. You're a tiefling. That's what I thought.
Sorry, that was just like, I know we're dealing with like lower plane stuff here, but like that just still blew my mind. I'm sorry, continue.
What you find as you read scroll after scroll after scroll is that these are contracts with mortal beings, pacts made with warlocks. Some of these don't appear to be contracts so much as they are a written transcript of a verbal agreement of some sort. You, even as you are on your 10th or so scroll, happen upon one which is marked at the bottom by not just a large Z in very stylized infernal script, but also a name you recognize. You recognize the name of Kettlestein, the Kenku who has formed a pact with Zybilna, much in the same way that well, not in the same way, but of a similar nature to the one that you yourself utilize. These all essentially are records of mortal dealings.
And are they all dealings, like they're all dealings with an infernal entity, right?
These are all signed, even though they are all in Infernal. These are all between Zybilna and various, and they are referenced in the agreements as being mortals. Various mortals, not just on Faerun, your world, but also on other worlds within the prime material plane.
Mm-hmm. He's just pulling them off the shelf one after another, and his brow is like continuing to crease. And then we get to like gets to the one with kettle steam mentioned, and he just out loud says, "These are all contracts with Zybilna, but every single one of them is written in Infernal, which doesn't seem natural given the status of the rest of this plane. Everything else has been goblin or sylvan or in common at best. This is an outlier. This is irregular."
I mean, perhaps this has something to do with. I mean, that letter that was being written was talking about like, you know, rituals passed down from Baba Yaga to be able to make like these kinds of deals with mortals. So like, I think this kind of corroborates that Zybilna and Igwilf are kind of the same person. And I guess like if you're gonna make a deal, do it in Infernal.
Can I look for any sort of record that might be more akin to the letter that is being scribed, i.e., a letter to another hag, or a record of a letter to another hag?
With the 19, you do find some in the similar vein to the letter that is being written, where um, individual hags or hags representing covens will request access to certain information or rituals. Um, in some cases, if it is just information about especially if it's about a particular rival, it seems these are uh, requests that are granted. Um, Requests similar to the one being written, where they are asking for the secrets of stronger hag magic, are in your in your sample set very uncommon to be filled. Some are rituals for creating abyssal servants, or binding uh, denizens of the lower planes. Those are occasionally, it would seem, granted.
Zybilna appears to have had authority to issue some of the rights to these rituals to other hags. Rituals by Baba Yaga to interact with the lower planes. This is with the Hourglass Coven, then. Their intentions have been to restrain her power, take away her authority.
Or maybe they were jealous that she wasn't letting that she had this power and they didn't. Like, well, maybe it was a power grab kind of thing.
Maybe. We should look for the book, so that we may pass through the doors.
a quick reminder in that regard, you were told by Igric, the little toad in a very fancy wizard cape and hat, that the study is in the central tower. The
Oh,
one,
okay, thank you.
yeah.
This is just an archive, not a study as well.
Correct.
Maybe
This would not be her personal study.
Mhm.
that little toad, that was her familiar, right?
Uh-huh.
Possibly we could ask him to just confirm, like, Zybilna is Igwilf.
Possibly. I don't think that would hurt. It would just mean running back to go get him, and that would
Yeah.
also still be relying on him knowing that information.
Yeah, but I think we've got to head that way to get to the central tower anyways. I mean, that's like the balcony that we were aware of, I think.
We can go that way.
You also did find the way there a level up, utilizing the foreheads that that
Oh.
make noises.
Oh yeah, I was like, wait, what are you talking about? But no, I
The
remember
Baba
now.
Yaga
Yeah.
heads.
Mhm. Well, let's take a peek through these other doors right quick, and then go from there.
Sorry, looking something up. All right. Heading through which door?
I'll open up the top one right quick.
Um, the doors here open up into very large, very elegant rooms that have been very clearly at one point used for meeting guests. There are the remains now of small side tables. There are uh, large seating couches and chases and all sorts of um, furniture of that nature, all of which has been smashed into bits. Looking around, you can see a number of individuals to through a large archway, goblins, and there is a, I believe you can see um, this individual,
Mm-hmm.
all of whom are frozen in time. They many of them look as though they were simply um, many as though that they were clearly ascending some sort of fanciful function, and now stand completely frozen in time. The wreckage of the doors and the furniture, and in some cases, even one of the walls, is strewn about, and in many cases, resting on top of bits of like bits of furniture on top of them. Um, there are a few individuals who stand out, uh, that you can make that you can view through either archways or um, through around the corner, basically. Um, Standing at the back of this room up here, a wizard with his hand stretched out, blast in this a blast of cold air, ice crystals frozen and hanging in the air, from his outstretched hand. He looks somewhat familiar to you. Hemlock, not because you have met this individual before, but because you saw him in the mind of Zarak, the half-orc, when he was talking about the old man whose whose staff Kellic wants to steal.
Breaks
More
arm,
in,
take the staff.
I'm like
hold
thinking
on,
about it.
hold on. I'm gonna back you up here. The other individual that immediately jumps out as truly captivating. An imperious looking middle-aged woman or so, middle-aged or so. It becomes very hard to judge. Long white hair, not white hair like this wizard has, where clearly it was some other color that has faded with age and time. Her her hair is a stark white that matches practically the snow white of the very, very elegant robes that she is wearing. Standing next to her is a younger woman, clad in leather armor with a very well embroidered cloak and a holy symbol to some deity that none of you recognize. More immediately, catching your attention, however, more important than even this unearthly beautiful woman that Banner actually and Court, the two of you have seen in brief glances. Banner, 8 years ago, when you sat waiting for Harold, who would never reappear outside the Witchlight Carnival, you caught just the faintest image of this, at the time, very sad, very sad-faced woman who looked out at you, waved once, and then was gone. And Court, for you, this, you know almost immediately that this is the person somehow who saved you when the act had gone so wrong and then suddenly wasn't. This is the face you saw. And for all her imperiousness and for all her importance, the sound of a large, deep snore, a creature that is on the intake sort of raspy and on the outtake burbles, strange, eerie, actually kind of disturbing noises that sit just on the edge of your mind, as though if you were to listen long enough, maybe they would make sense. Maybe just before you lost your mind, they might make sense. The large, sinewy form that you saw flying through the air, coming in on the far side of the Palace of Heart's Desire. Its large, bulbous eyes closed over. The snake-like form of the Jabberwock lies curled around a cauldron. Dark steam rising from the bubbling liquid that fills this intricately etched cauldron shows that somehow, unlike everything else, it is not frozen in time. any more than the beast that lies sleeping around.
I think we found the ballroom.
Uh-oh.
What do you say we back out of here real
Mhm,
slow
mhm, mhm,
and
mhm, mhm, mhm.
under his breath Arlen starts humming the like Pink Panther. Dum, dum, just starts backing out very slowly.
Just telepathically. Shh.
When I look to my left, I can see all the way out to here.
Yep.
Is that an accurate depiction of what I can see?
Yes, through this area, you can
Mhm.
see that the many of the walls have been broken down, presumably by the large dragon that now rests uh, in the center of, well, slightly off center area of the ballroom. You all watched the creature descend over the palace and then disappear. You presume that this is where it went. I mean, obviously, this is where it went because this is where it is.
Mhm.
Um, the room on the far side here is a stateroom similar to the one in which you all entered into this area, and looking out beyond, a a large pool set into the ground um, forms some sort of resting luxury or perhaps bathing area. But yes, you can see all the way through and out into the mists that surround the palace. Um,
Banner, with his no mouth or working respiratory system, would now like to perform his expert owl whistle to attract the giant owl.
We may have to find ourselves luring this Jabberwock outside.
Yes, either that luring Bloody Beak into this location. But this perhaps a conversation that we should have once we are on the other side of these closed doors.
Well, did the owl whistle wake up?
Oh, I have no owl whistle. I'm just
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
yeah, you guys can easily make it back out into the hallway, having not entered too far into the stateroom, and very quietly close the doors.
I will try this door that I'm standing in front of.
I think that one goes to the same place.
Yeah, you can tell because of the general layout of where you were that almost certainly goes straight into the ballroom as well.
Like adjacent to Jabber.
Oh, so the Jabberwocky was down here. Awesome.
Yeah.
Don't know. Maybe this is just a broom closet that has a little note that says Zybilna's real name is. Probably not, though.
Well, do we go try to find the big bird and bring him here? I don't know how we do that. I have a terrible idea, and it's that we wake up the Jabberwock and let it chase us outside and hope that the owl's out there.
That is a terrible idea.
Should we check that the owl's out there first?
It's out there somewhere.
Should we try to get it closer?
Probably a good plan. Probably not a bad plan.
Well, any of you speak with owls?
Only recreationally.
Successfully?
No.
Oh.
I doubt that there's a spell on my extended list that would get me there, but let me just check that.
The only thing I can conceive of is casting Sending, but I have a feeling that Bloody Beak is just a fucking owl and cannot, like...
Hmm. See. I can cast tongues if I get a chance to do my ritual again, which I think would require let's see. Which would require me long resting. But yeah, tongues is all I've got. I wouldn't be able to do like speak with animals.
Let's go see if it's out there.
Oh, I say that. I can do speak with animals. That would also just require a long rest to do that. But I don't know if that's the right one or if tongues would be better. But yeah, let's find a different route.
Okay. I don't know, though. I don't know.
Let's check outside. Let's see if the owl's there.
Do we want to go back through the feast room with the Fomorian?
Yeah, why not?
I guess that's really the only path, unless we want to jump out the big owl door, and that takes getting some of y'all that can't fit through bars through bars.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. Don't mind us, just pass it on by. Do 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 do
Having
do.
consumed roughly the top 2 layers of cake, the giant pays you no mind.
You know, jump out on this balcony and see if I see a bird anywhere.
Given the number of you that have one or more methods of flight, you can see that Bloody Beak still is above the palace, currently circling. Uh, Seemingly enjoying finally stretching their wings a little bit.
All right. Well, the bird's there. I don't think bringing the bird inside is the move. It seemed like pretty tight quarters, and there's also a bunch of dudes in there that I don't know if they can be killed while they're frozen, but I don't really want to risk that.
Agreed.
Yep.
Maybe this is just that part of me is really excited by the optics of being bait for the Jabberwock.
Arlen, you're small and fast, but I don't think that's a very good idea.
We can handle it. We've handled so much.
I can teleport a little bit. I can go
Oh,
in and like go and then you know run away
Yeah,
and then
I
go
mean,
a little bit of teleporting, then run away.
and all we
Are
got to do is get it out there and get the attention, like, and then we're home free.
are illusions out of the question?
Oh, I guess.
Oh shit!
I guess. Huh.
You two are like illusionists.
I think I have already used my use of silent image today, but that doesn't mean I can't just cast it with a spell slot.
Mhm.
All right, well, yeah, y'all want to try that?
Try what?
We wake up the Jabberwock, and I make a silent image that lures it outside. Do you think the Jabberwock will see through it? I don't know. If that happens, plan B, live bait.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. Let's fucking do this.
Okay. Give me a rundown on the plan here.
We're gonna go wake it up and then with just illusions.
If I may, couple questions.
Mhm.
How are we going to wake this thing up?
Poke it with the stick.
No.
Someone make a really loud squawk noise, and I can make the illusion look like a smaller version of the giant bird.
Maybe a hoot would be better.
I have minor illusion that can throw a projected sound. So we can do that so that it doesn't wake up and look in our direction as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I also have
my
minor illusion, and I put on my hand puppet.
Or
Good one.
You can use that. Yes.
all right. Well, my silent image can't be any bigger than like 15 feet, so probably not doing the big owl because it's obviously not going to be the big owl. Like, I could just make it look like it's all of us over there. Like, I mean, I feel like that would get him. And then you just project like, one of us calling out, "Hey, Stinky!"
What if he doesn't care? What if it goes for the people?
I mean, it hasn't gone for any of these frozen statues, and it's been roosting here. So,
That's true.
like, if we're active targets, that might be the thing. And
That's
like,
true.
I would be worried about maybe it's like, oh well, I'm gonna guard Zybilna and this cauldron. But like, it has gone and made rounds and flown outside and stuff.
That's true. Yeah, all right.
Hey, well, let's. All right. My range here is 60 feet, so I'm gonna tiptoe right inside the door and measure some distance. I need to get closer.
What's our escape route look like?
The Fomorian. Unless we can find other doors in here, like. Okay, I think I am going to try to tiptoe and sneak off, like, towards that opening. Kind of like, my goal is to head to this, like, nook over here.
okay, on the inside of the ballroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, from where I am to right here.
Okay.
Get nice and sneaky.
I think while Arlen's
Maybe.
doing that, I'd like to sort of go up and around. I'm going to head in this direction, try and get closer to over here, but the cover of whatever these pillars are.
Okay. I will need stealth checks from both of you. I see yours, Arlen.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
Do-do. 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 Do-do.
Okay. Banner, Arlen, you make it through no problem, and you can hear this creature burbling to itself, or burbling in its sleep, rather. And like I said, the sound is unsettling, but the route you are taking keeps you distant enough from the creature that it isn't so loud that you can't sort of tune it out or plug your ears and um, uh, uh, keep the noise from bothering you. Banner, you have made it through that first arch into the
Okay, so I'm
stateroom.
over there.
Yeah, into the stateroom where a large round marble top table is ringed by very very elegant plush uh, plush chairs, high backed chairs.
Hmm.
When the uneven ground here, the rubble rather of parts of wall and certainly doorways. You can tell, for instance, that these two rooms that you have just come, like the wall that you have just come through, that was not an arch. That was a large
Hmm.
door, as bits of wood and stone lie littered around the room. It is at it is somewhere making it through there where your steps unseat some of the debris, which clatters fairly softly.
Hmm.
And although it does not snap awake, the sound of the creature's breathing becomes far less regular. The sound of the deep breathing of sleep, the snoring and burbling switches to instead a far more um, steady waking breath. The burbling, however, continues. That kind of maddening, almost warble sound that is emanating from this beast every time that it exhales. Uh, although it is awake, it has not, or although it is no longer asleep, it has not yet truly woken.
I would like to roll on my table of stories.
Mhm.
I'm hoping I get the one. I think there's one of them in there that lets me go invisible. I don't remember for sure, but I'm going to roll anyways. 3. Tale of the Beloved Friend. I'm going to take tale number 4, Tale of the Runaway.
Okay.
I'm not activating it yet, though. I'm just storing it. And then I would like to poke my head around the corner here, and I'm just gonna move my token 1 down so I have
Yep.
vision. And I want to cast Silent Image, 60-foot range. I'll just go ahead and I'll throw that.
Yo, I have a cloak of invisibility. I just remembered.
That's cool. That's neat. Over
Uh,
here in this edge.
okay. Go ahead and drag out like a dancing light or something uh, under the player aids,
Yeah.
so that I have an idea of where it is. Perfect.
Over there, and the silent image is the 4 of us, uh, like all huddled in this 15-foot cube. Notably, however, all of us are wearing like way gaudier outfits, very bright colors and like yellows. Um, uh, Court, who is already a clown, is just basically the same, but the rest of us are also like clown-like
Rude.
and just like thumbs and fingers, waving the hands, sticking the tongues out, blowing raspberries, all that. It is silent though, so uh, I will go ahead and. Oh, why did I close my character sheet? Follow it up with. Oh boy, I'm gonna so fucking get caught. Follow it up with I think minor illusion is the one. Oh, that range is a lot. That's okay. It doesn't need to be all the way over there, but I'm gonna throw just like some sneering noises and stuff coming from over there, and that'll just run for a minute, and immediately, I mean, I've only got like that's an action, and then on my very next action, I'm gonna use Tail of the Runaway and teleport over to where Banner's at.
Uh, Banner, you could continue moving. I just wanted to let you know when about where you were when the situation changed. Hemlock and Court, are you two doing anything to prepare for this?
I think I'm going to begin flying.
Yeah.
No.
I
Going
mean,
into the ballroom or stateroom or staying in the hallway?
I think I want to stay in the hallway.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Mhm.
try and like flank Arlen over here. Just be on my lookout, I guess.
Are you
Okay.
putting the hood of your invisible cloak up?
I might toss it to you. No, wait, is it
It's
attunement?
attunement.
It is,
Ah,
yes.
It's all
fuck!
yours. I got it. I can teleport out of there. I can also turn myself invisible if I have to. That just is a big spell for me and not a little one.
Yeah, I guess I'm popping that on.
Okay. The sound of sneering and jeering laughter echoes through the otherwise empty stateroom, empty except for the illusions of you all mocking this creature. And a little ways into the sounds that echo through the palace, the Jabberwock lifts its head. It looks momentarily over at the illusion and seems completely unaffected, unimpressed. I say affected as in, yeah, like an affectation, that type of thing. We are going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
for sure.
Yeah.
Where's my initiative button? There it is.
God. Oh God.
All right.
Okay. Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
All right, Court. You can see that the Jabberwock has glanced around. It has spotted Arlen, and surprisingly to you, its eyes pass and stop right on you, as though it can see.
Okay. I'm popping off my hood and I'm doing a little wave. A friendly little wave.
It has definitely noticed you.
I'm gonna like which way are we going?
The exit is this. That is the giant hole in the wall through which the Jabberwock has entered and exit. It's off the left side of the map.
Will you ping it one more time?
Over here,
Okay.
and you can see the hole in the wall from there.
Okay. I'm going to slowly go bloop, like looking at it and like waving at it. Be like, hey bud. I'm just kind of inching on over here. Oh, I haven't been counting my steps even a little bit. I'll start with it.
Uh, yeah, you should be fine. You have a good fly speed, and you can always dash.
Mhm.
And anything for a bonus action
No,
or an action, because you should still be within 40 of where you.
no, I'm just looking at this dragon, going, "Hey, what's up, buddy? You want to come over here, maybe? You know, let's go outside."
With a sudden flurry of long and skinny limbs, this creature uncoils itself from the cauldron, digs its claws into the ground, gouging great big holes in the marble, and launches itself into the air at you. It it darts well over. Oh god, I wish they had put all these little tokens of frozen people on the GM layer. Then you wouldn't be able to see map layer. And comes rushing in. And it is going to it's gonna get you.
Do I have any? Oh, fuck. 1 second. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll uncanny dodge it. That's all I can do.
It is rending at you with its claws. I have a 19 to hit and a 21 to hit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
The first one is 14 slashing damage, which you will then reduce to 7.
Uh-huh.
And the second one is 25 slashing damage for a grand total of 32 points of damage.
All right. Not my best plan. Not my biggest brain moment.
Hemlock.
Yeah, I'm still working. Hold on. Okay. Oh, it's crazy. I don't know if that's the right play. Okay. I am going to float into this room and see this nonsense, and I think with it right over my two little friends, I am first going to hex it, branding it with dark with a dark sigil, um, and then uh 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 it's Eldritch Blast is what it is. I am not blessed because we have taken a long rest. Or say we've taken a short rest.
Okay. The 29 will hit.
Okay. It'll just be that damage because I am not in my dark. I'm not in my form of dread. I actually have used all of those incredibly. And then I think I'm actually gonna float a little bit farther back, and that's my turn.
Alrighty. Arlen, the Jabberwock this close to you, the sounds that it is making, this unnatural warbling, this just bizarre cacophony of pitches and tones, it is boring into your ears. It is maddening. I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Go Bard.
You are able to concentrate and pull yourself together. You can take your turn normally.
You said charisma and then said, and I thought you were going to change to wisdom. And I was like, no, please, no. Oh, man. I have so few spell slots left. Oh, boy. I'm at a loss here. I will. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the tail of the traveler, or the tail of the runaway, and it allows me and 30 feet. Use your action to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. When the target teleports, it can choose a number of creatures you can see within 30 feet of it to also use the same reaction. So, me and Court. Court, if you would like, you can use your reaction to
Has already
teleport.
used their
Yeah,
reaction.
I already bungled that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in
I
that
don't. I
case,
wouldn't say bungled. That was uncanny dodge. It's a good rogue feature.
yeah, I'm going to just teleport 30 feet back here, and then throw a bardic inspiration at Court. And that's it for my turn.
All right. Court, you get a bardic inspiration. If you want to mark yourself with a little dot, steal that from Max. Also, Banner, you are up. You can see the monstrous form of this creature bearing down on Court through the broken archway.
Okay. Banner is gonna pull out this new sword and light it on fire. So he's got flame tongue drawn and it bursts into flames, and he is going to charge at this thing, and as he does, he's just gonna scream, "Get out of here! Get the bloody beak!" 4, 5. This is my movement. Am I within attack range here? I can't tell because of the token size.
Yeah.
All right.
It is 3 by 3, so you're diagonally adjacent to it.
Excellent. And I'm gonna take 2 swings with this giant flaming sword.
Those will both hit.
Actually, they're both -1. I had Insignia of Claws on, which I'm taking off now.
But the 21 and the 19 are correct.
21 and 19 are correct, yeah.
Yeah, those still hit.
Okay, cool.
Ignoring the ones for the insignia, I believe. That is 13, 13, and 14, which is 40. Youch.
And that is it for my turn.
At the end of your turn, this creature will use a legendary action. It is going to it rears up and beats its wings very rapidly. I need Court and Banner to both make dexterity saving throws, please. Okay. Court, that is a save. Because of your evasion, you will take no damage. Banner, you take.
I'll use Indomitable. Try that again.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
You will take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone.
Got it.
Court. Similarly, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please, as the noise of this Jabberwock are pounding into your mind. real quick,
Articans, maybe.
the other thing
I've
I'm
got an
remembering
inspiration for you.
is
Yeah, okay. Bardicans?
I believe it's D8 plus 2, or is it D10? Court or Ireland?
Do you have a D8 or a D10? D8.
Plus 2. That brings your total to 14.
Huzzah.
That will not do it, as the maddening sounds just sink into your mind. Can you roll a D4 for me? And this is hysterical. In an effort to get the sounds out of your mind, you just lash out at the creature nearest to you, which happens to be this Jabberwock. Please make a melee attack against the Jabberwock.
What?
That'll hit.
I believe you get sneak attack.
Yep. Because there is no disadvantage on this, and you have an
Alright.
ally within 5 feet. That worked out real well for this Jabberwock. Jesus.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
cow!
Just Court screaming, sword above head, stabbing.
Alrighty. Okay. And that is unfortunately it for your turn, Court. The sound, you are almost not in control of yourself in an effort to get these sounds out of your mind.
Oh boy.
The Jabberwock, its long neck craning around, it looks back at where it has been slashed by this flaming sword, this, and sort of bites at the wounds like a wounded animal might, uh, nudge an injury that they have. But despite that, seems to pay no attention to you otherwise, Banner. And I need, as the Jabberwock lowers its head all the way down to your level, Court, I need you and I need Arlen to make dexterity saving throws, as from the eyes of this Jabberwock, two thin lines, two red blazing lines of fire lance out. That will be a save, so with evasion. That's very similar, yes. So that is 45 points of fire damage, reduced to nothing for Court and reduced to 22 for Arlen.
Ouch.
Um, and that is it for him. It seems to be utterly and completely focused in on Hemlock.
That being the case, I'm just gonna try to bean it in the back of the head again. I think I'm actually gonna shout too to try to get its attention elsewhere. Just try to shake its attention. That's my turn.
No movement or anything else? Bonus
I'm
action?
gonna stay there.
Okay. Arlen.
Oh, okay. Man, I wish I had picked something big instead of legend lore as my big one. I know you just tried to like get his attention, but like we need to get his attention this way, not that way.
I'm just trying to shake it from court. You're good to do
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, you do whatever.
Mm-hmm. I am going to. It's a bad idea. I'm gonna move a little bit closer, like as in 5 feet closer, because I think that puts it at 30 feet from me. And I'm gonna cast suggestion and say, "Hey, follow me. Let's take this outside."
You weave your magic. The Jabberwock does not make any indication that it has understood a word you have said.
Golly, freaking shoot! I probably should have tried doing that in Sylvan.
At the end of your turn, it will.
I am gonna try to
sorry.
flee.
Okay. Yeah, you still have a bonus action as well if you wanted to. I apologize.
No worries. I'm gonna just take 25 feet back this way. My attempt to cast that spell has gotten rid of that light, or well, that silent image. And I'm going to use my bonus action to roll on my table again. 5. Tale of the Avenger. I'm going to take number 6, the Tale of the Traveler, and then hold that in my mind.
At the end of your turn, it will use a legendary action to bring its tail down on court. A 22 to hit for 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alrighty.
You do have your reaction back because you did take a turn.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that. Sure. What the fuck is happening? 15. Give me a second.
7.
Thanks.
Banner, it is your turn.
All right. I will use half of my movement to stand up, and I will start hacking away.
The Beast Tide is too tough. Those will both miss.
All right. I will action surge. That 18 hit.
The 18 will hit.
All right.
Target acquired.
Right. Yeah.
For 15 points of damage. Alrighty. Anything for a bonus action?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. Court, you are up. Oh, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Banner, I forgot to make you make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
That will not do it.
Just to try and make life easy, I'm going to use an inspiration.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Court, I also need you to make a charisma save on your turn. Yeah, you're good. You know what to expect. You had the moment of rage. You push it all out. It is your turn.
All right, cunning action disengaging, and I'm fucking going. Come on. And I can use my action to dash, right?
Correct.
I'm doing that.
Okay.
That's it.
Right. That will bring us to the Jabberwock's turn. Banner, you will get an attack of opportunity as it will once again dig its claws into the ground and just race after. Well, actually, will it? Hold on. Recharge something. Yeah, we will. Yeah, that'll hit. Give me my little bubbles. Roll 20. This thing is looking pretty rough. Pretty rough. Bleeding a lot. What is my flux? Just enough to catch you.
Yahoo!
And it will bring down the claws again. I don't believe a 16 will hit.
It meets.
Okay, the 16 will hit, the 13 will not. For 22 slashing damage.
Hey, guess what? The reaction?
I say uncanny dodge. Okay, that reduces that to 11.
Yahoo!
All right, Hemlock, you're up.
Okay, I am just going to sprint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I said sprint. I'm flying. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As far as I can go. And that's it for my turn. That's all I'm doing.
All righty. Yeah, at the end of your turn, it will use a legendary action to bring a tail down. Oof, that is a 29 to hit for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Court. And then Arlen, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to move around to this side of it and cast. Check my slots. I'm going to cast a second level Dissonant Whispers.
Is this? Oh, okay, okay. Saving through. That will. Well, that will burn a legendary resistance. But that is still 8 points of psychic damage. It's not resisting anything. Oh, I'm sorry. You were close enough for the charisma save. Can you just? I'm
Yeah,
I'm
no
sure
problem.
you've got that. But
Oh, I don't know.
I shouldn't say
Okay.
things like that. Yeah, you're fine. I apologize. I will
yeah.
do better at remembering that.
No worries. So yeah, 18 half to 9.
Okay.
Okay. And that is that's what I got right now. I'm gonna give a bardic inspiration to Court again.
Righty.
That's it for my turn.
Banner, you are up.
All right. I am going to use all my movement and my action to dash, and that'll put me right there. And I've been seeing Court use their deft reactions to minimize the damage that they've been taking, so I will call out to Arlen, just hang in there. Any way that you can get that out, we need all the reinforcements we can get. And you can use your rallying cry to roll up to 2 hit dice, or use your reaction to roll up to 2 hit dice to regain hit points. And that is my turn.
At the end of your turn, the Jabberwock latches down with claws, arcing down at Court, and just in an almost comical natural one, does the thing in cartoons where like their fingers and claws hit the ground and form a little cage, in which Court is completely unscathed. That makes it your turn, Court. And Arlen, you can spend up to 2 hit dice to heal if you would like.
As much as I'd love to, I've only got 3, and I'm saving 2. Oh, but that means I can roll 1 hit dice if I choose, right?
Mhm.
It's up to 2 hit dice?
Correct.
I will roll 1 hit dice.
Court, it is your turn.
Am I trapped?
No, you are fine. That was a comment on it making it was using a legendary action to make a rending claw attack, but I rolled a natural 1, so it missed.
All right, I'm gonna bonus action disengage and fly on over this water, and
Yes, this is sorry, God.
and then and then go again. That's it.
The Jabberwock moves to follow you, and Banner or Arlen, if you would like to make attacks of opportunity, you are welcome to.
I have no reaction.
Oh, right. 16 will miss. As the Jabberwock, it slithers to the edge of what is clearly a deep bathing pool. Court, as you were flying over it, you could see all sorts of things shining at the bottom. What it was, you didn't really care, because you've got this thing making all sorts of ridiculous noises, and all sorts of very painful strikes. And as it moves to the edge of the pool and latches in and leaps off the edge and sails over the water at you, there is no sound that comes from the outstretched talons of a giant owl reaching in. Reaching in and just like Pacific Rim style latching on to the Jabberwock around the neck. It pulls it, the claws pull the Jabberwock out through the opening, and the Jabberwock writhes and squirms and brings around its 4 limbs, other than its wings, to pry itself out of the grip of these long, sharp talons. And you watch as a deep rend across the creature's belly begins to spill copious amounts of gore and ichor, and it flies off. The silent chasing form of Bloody Beak, the gargantuan owl, uh, practically stalking it through the sky as this Jabberwock makes for the trees.
Plan B, baby.
All right, and we are out of combat. Everybody. I do just so I'm not a monster. The Jabberwock, and one of the things that you had heard but probably don't remember, is that once it picks prey, it focuses on that prey to the exclusion of everything else.
Hey
And I
guys,
ran.
hey guys,
Yeah, what's up?
I saw me. I stupid.
No, I mean, you did exactly what we needed to do. It
Yep.
was either you or it was me, and you got rogue shit. You know?
It was better that it was you.
Yeah. Yeah, that went just as well as we could have hoped. Of course, this thing can see through fucking illusions.
Yeah, it does have true sight out to 120 feet, which was in for the illusion, and also allowed it to see right through your invisibility, Court. With the Jabberwock run off, we can go ahead and take our break and be back at the top of the hour. Starting at Jabberwock has been run off from the palace. The ballroom is full of a number of individuals you can see frozen in time, goblins and pixies and humans and elves and even a member of the Soggy Court, one of the many Knights of the Lily whose iconography you all became familiar with in the Soggy Court. The steam rises off of the large the large bath set into the stone floor, not quite the same marble as the rest of the palace. This a more natural stone. You can see, despite the steam, a number of things glinting among a bath that is otherwise full of um, bones of small creatures that you can surmise once served as a meal of the Jabberwock. What would you like to do?
Well, we have the opportunity now to fiddle with the cauldron. Perhaps we could try to identify it quickly, if that's an option.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, Court, I'm so sorry. That thing was very much after you. Yeah, please drink a
That's all right. It's what you know.
take a healing potion. We've literally never had used them.
Okay. How much is a healing potion? How many dice?
2d4 plus 4
2. 2d4 plus 2.
plus 2. Damn it.
So
All right,
I
that's
never
real good.
remember.
And
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Sorry.
No,
I'll
these-
also give you a second level cure wounds.
Do you want 3 more healing potions just so we use them all?
No.
chug, 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 chug,
Look,
chug,
hopefully
chug.
we don't have to fight anyone else before bed. Like,
We don't know that.
we don't know that, no, but hopefully, because I have 2 spell slots left. Speaking of spell slots, I mean, if we wanted to try to identify the cauldron, that would probably be a good idea. I have this spell that could probably tell me a lot more about it and maybe give us like some, I don't know, it's called legend lore, and I can like call forth spirits to just tell me every fucking legend about the cauldron ever. Um it might be useful, but I need some stuff for it. Like I need to find some ivory and like we can't really run to the store, but maybe like somewhere in this palace, like Zybilna might have some, or maybe like some of these wizards or something. I might go pickpocketing.
Well, given that we might be able to use that ability to know exactly how we can accurately free everyone here, I don't think that stealing in this instance would be terribly
I'll
misplaced.
give it right back. I will.
Yes,
Will
I
you?
mean,
Can you?
if
Well,
the
the ivory, like I need like 200 gold worth of it, and like I can give the ivory back. I'm gonna go. You said there was a wizard up here. I'm gonna go see what he's got. I'm gonna start doing my best to look for spell components on this fellow.
Trying to go through his pockets is like trying to move stone. Anything is that he is wearing or carrying seems to be protected by whatever time magic freezes him and the effects of his spell in place.
Hey guys, do we know this guy's name? Can we unfreeze him?
Oh, do you know his name? Why would I know his name?
Wasn't what's his face talking about this guy and wanting to take his staff? I don't know if they said a name though.
Yes, I'm
Uh,
trying to determine if he had.
You, Hemlock, with your keen mind, do know that this is Ringle Run the Wizard. You have heard his name.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Because I know we've definitely bumped into a couple people whose names we did not catch. But um I'll send a message to Eladon to say that the coast is clear and to please come in here.
I guess like I think we have another name to try with Zybilna. Like we could just try to get her awake. That would solve everything.
We yes.
I mean,
Yes,
there's no like price for getting the wrong name, I don't think.
won't know until we try.
Oh.
Eladon stands ready to go to either Ringle Run or Zybilna.
We should try Zybilna first.
Yeah. It would suck if we like just worked under the assumption that wasn't it and it was.
Your instincts, however, do prove true when Eladon lays his horn against the forehead of this very, very powerful looking Fey woman, says the name. Which name are you trying?
Zybilna.
Zybilna.
Wait. Aren't we trying the other witch name?
Well, you just said we should try Zybilna first. Just to make sure.
Oh, I thought that meant unfreezing.
Yeah, that's what I thought you had meant. Is I try to unfreeze Zybilna first,
Yeah.
but But to me, that meant using the name that we know, or that we think is her real name, not Zybilna. What was it? What was it?
Igwilv.
It's up in chat somewhere. But put it back
I
in.
mean, we'll try Zybilna, then try
Yeah.
Igwilv.
Eladon rests its horn against this fae, this woman, and says the name Zybilna, and there is no change in her status. Once again, he takes a step back, steps forward again, and rests his horn and says Igwilv. And similarly, nothing has happened. Nothing happens. Her white hair is exactly where it was. Her hands exactly in the same position. She is still frozen in time.
Okay. Eldon, do you think you can try to get this wizard up here? I think he might be useful.
A moment later, Eladon standing next to this old man with his staff and long white robes says the name Ringelrun, and there is a blast of cold air as his spell, so long caught in time, suddenly finishes. Ice blasts across the marble table in front of him, and you all can feel the breeze of it. And this old human suddenly looks around, clearly surprised, looking for someone who is not there. He sees Eladon the unicorn. He looks at all of you and just glances around the room. How long have I been frozen? Oh, that's a terrible wizard voice. Oh my god.
No idea, unfortunately. But we are working on it. You wouldn't happen to have 4 strips of ivory worth about 50 gold each, would you? Like for legend lore?
Hold on. Give me a second.
Are you gonna take to the voice set? Are you gonna take to it?
When Ringelrun
All right.
comes back and is like, sorry, man, I've only got like 90% of the ivory you need. You're still shit out of luck.
Get some more.
Don't do it.
Someone get Ringelrun a glass of water.
Have some
There's
stinky
this
bad
pit of
bone
water,
water.
right?
Oh, yeah.
There's this pit of water right out here.
Ringelrun looks down at
High
you,
five, Oliver.
Arlen.
Yeah.
You, requests the items for legend lore. Well, I don't know that I have those items on me, but were I to have access to Zybilna's main library, I'm sure we could find them. My Jorah Mormon is very terrible, but I tried for you, Oliver. I tried.
It's wonderful.
Screw
Okay, I think that's a good bet. So, okay, let me just lay it down for you. I'm sure you understand what happened and how you got frozen at least a little bit, Hourglass Coven stuff. Also, there were some other guys who were trying to steal your staff, but they couldn't do it because you were frozen. But
Ooh,
it's all
believe,
good.
yes.
They're dead now. Well, most of
Really?
them.
Most of them. The one who wanted your staff is dead.
Mm-hmm.
You. A lot of you have slain Kellic and the other members of the League. Who still lives?
Well, I mean, we killed the Vecna guy, but like he
Oh.
sounded pretty chill about that.
I don't think we killed him.
Oh, you mean the priest, Zargash, not Vecna himself. That would be...
Yeah.
No, that would be insane. That would actually do me a lot of good if we could do that. Actually, that would help me quite a bit if we could manage to do that.
I think that's a little above our pay grade.
Yes.
Anyhow, anywho, anyways, my good buddy Aladon here, he can unfreeze people as long as we know their true name. And unfortunately, Zybilna's true name is not Zybilna, but she also went by Igwilv, we think, and that's also not her true name. So we're kind of trying to find that. Also,
You see this wizard's eyes go wide, like in absolute loss of this man's facade at the name of Igwilv. I'm sorry.
well, it's
What
it's just
there
kind of
is
a
you believe
hunch.
there is some link between Zybilna here and Igwilv.
Oh, indubitably. There's an entire archive of contracts that are signed in her name.
Signed by Zybilna, written in Infernal, and there was this scribe guy that was writing out a letter that was basically telling a hag that was like, sorry, no can doozy, the secrets of Igwilv are off limits to you, pal. And we're pretty sure that, like, I mean, we've got contracts for Zybilna. We've got this guy saying, no, you can't have our secrets about contracts from Baba Yaga that Igwilv has, so, like, it seems probable. But again, neither of those are actually her name, so it might not be.
We know that we can undo everyone's paralysis if we undo the magic on the cauldron, and the cauldron requires the use of a spell. We think we know what the spell might be, but we are looking to ensure that with the use of the legend lore. But if we know that it's in the library, equipment might be in the library, then we should probably go there next.
Well, there are two libraries here. There's one on the main level here, past the and he gestures out this way. Um, Through the hall, there is the smaller library. Although the lion locks may prevent entry, we members of Valor's Call came here to speak with Zybilna to enlist her aid against the League. But we know Igwilf as a villain, a, a monstrous witch who has traded with the Infernal, spent time in the Abyss, and even even sired a family with one of the demon lords, Grast.
This castle has manifestations of Grast and other demon lords in its integrity. I don't know how to break this to you. It seems as if there is some intrinsic bond between the two. Even if it may be the case that Zybilna may not be Igwilv, there is a lot of coincidences here that have led us to believe that they are one and the same. And what was the name of the group that he said he was a part of?
Valor's Call.
Thank you.
Uh, you especially will remember that you have met many members of Valor's Call, including Elkhorn, the dwarf that was captured by
Nightshade?
yes, by Skabatha, by Granny Nightshade, and you met Molliver, who was in Jan with the Brigands.
Organizing my tree of connected people.
Ringle Run moves slowly to the door so that he can get a better look at everybody frozen in the ballroom, and he points to the young human woman next to Zybilna, My friend Mercian there is another member of Valor's Call. If you and he turns to Eladon, if you would be so kind, we should free as many as possible. Tell me, where is Strongheart? Where are the other members? Strongheart went to do battle with Warduke. I would know that my friends are all right.
What,
He was defenestrated, actually, just out over here, this way.
Well, it wasn't really a window. I mean, it was fully a wall
That's correct, actually. It was pretty. He's likely still alive, just frozen as you were.
and floating in the sky.
what,
Actually, they're from Arlen. Actually, that wasn't a window.
what do you know of
So
Strongheart's
good.
friend Harold?
Harold. Well, it has been some time since we have seen our good friend. He arrived shortly before the members of the League arrived. I did not have much of a chance to catch up with him. He is an old friend.
An old member of Valor's Call?
Well, we, we did not use that name back then. We were simply adventurers. Many. That is a long time ago in another world.
Well, I am glad that he had such enjoyable friends. Come.
Did he say that the other person here, her name is Mercy?
Mercian. Mprcion. Actually, I think I have. There are handouts. No, that's not right. Creatures. NPC. Nope. It's named. Shaboom.
Oh, is the priestess that uh Elkhorn talked about. The Dawn Lord priestess is what I have notes for.
Eladon, would you be so kind as to unfreeze Miriam?
Mercian.
Mercian?
Thank you. And he does so, and a moment later, she is looking around, weapon, a very large mace raised up as though she was in mid swing, and looks around, sees Ringle run. Oh dear, what's happened? Hello? Mercian.
Hiya, name's Arlen. You wouldn't happen to have 4 strips of ivory worth about like 50 gold apiece? No, that's cool. Okay. Welcome back.
You weren't dead, if that matters.
No, a moment ago, I could have Ringle run. I could have sworn I saw Zargash. Yes, the league was here. They are, at least according to our rescuers here, the league is dead. And she just looks at all of you.
Significantly worth noting.
I
Not
give a
all.
thumbs up.
Yeah,
I see.
Zargas didn't seem to mind dying.
No, I expect not, but still, better dead and doing whatever it is he does to come back than, walking around corrupting and killing. He visibly relaxes a bit, lowers the weapon, and just looks around. Everyone else is still frozen. What?
Yeah,
How did?
so we've got to figure out a way to break the curse, and there's this cauldron here, and maybe if we can figure out some words to say, then we'd be able to do that, or possibly wake up Zybilna, but we don't know what her actual name is. So we're gonna try and figure that out. But I really need some ivory, and then I can either maybe figure out stuff about the cauldron, or I could also maybe use it to figure out who this person is who says their name is Zybilna.
Yes.
Like, I can use it to learn secret lore that's not widely known.
We saw in one of the layers portraits of the Baba Yaga and the members of the Hourglass Coven and another witch. Do any of you remember what she was called?
Well, do we?
I don't think that those portraits had names on them, but
That's
I remember the
correct.
portrait you're talking about.
I don't think in my notes we got that name.
Can I
Arlen is
remember that
correct.
face well enough to, like, conjure, like, a minor illusion of it?
Yeah. You can conjure up an illusion.
Okay.
You are correct. There were no labels on the portraits, and the portraits did, if you remember correctly, they did change after the thorns that were surrounding them. Banner got caught on one, and
Yeah.
they did change. But even when they showed the hag and or the hags, I should say, and that person, there were in fact no names on them. And you conjure up an image of the woman whose face you saw in the portrait, and Ringelrun and Mercian um, both look at it, and Mercian shakes her head, and Ringelrun says, "That that looks startlingly like Tasha, but she is from our world."
Um, of portraits, the portraits we saw in Downfall, I think it was like one picture that had the three members of the Hourglass Coven and then a dark-haired woman. Was that dark-haired woman the same woman?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I'm trying very hard not to do meta knowledge here. um,
Well,
yeah.
okay, so, I mean, Tasha, that might be her name.
Let's go
Um,
try it.
we can try it. Like, I mean, Eladon, how are you feeling?
I can try. I've only had to I've only had to expend energy on these two here, so
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the other option, like, go looking for that ivory, but, like, might as well give it a shot. Tasha, um, see if
Asha it
that works.
is. Once again, Eladon lays his horn against her, and once again there is no movement,
Oh, thank
no
God.
change.
I mean, what if Tasha's like a nickname, like Natasha, or like, I don't know, Tasha Lee or something? I'm grasping at straws. Let's go check the library.
Yes, I don't think we should make a unicorn recite every variant of the name Tasha for the next hour and a
Mm-hmm.
half.
Translate into some different languages.
Right. That would be, of course, foolish to just limit it to Tasha. So we will start with, please start with Abby, and then we will try Amy. Oh, I forgot Alice.
Abigail.
Abigail. Oh, well, I should make a list.
You all check the library. We will do our best to see to. We will do our best to see to Strongheart and Harold. You said they are.
They're
Where?
Floating.
floating out there. If you can't fly, just leave. We'll get to them. Promise.
Ringle Run looks almost like.
Of course, this guy can fly.
Really?
I mean, you could probably also make Eladon fly, and then bada bing, bada boom, shabam, kablooey.
It's just you look like you were busy earlier,
Alan,
and so
that
I
is
don't
my
know how
friend.
well
Please,
you're
no
feeling.
kablooey.
We will wait for you here then. Yeah, you can go straight through that doorway.
In the back of my mind, like, we've had no timer for a while, but I'm very afraid for when Jabberwock timer runs out.
You technically also have a Fomorian timer, but let them eat cake.
Just stay away from there.
Yeah, if we just don't go there, it's not a problem. Did he point us this way? No, actually, he just pointed us towards the store. Okay, let's just open the store.
Yeah. One of the many stag doors that opens easily with the magic in place to a room containing glass cabinets, each one filled with each one is filled with innumerable weapons hung up on hooks, whether this is some sort of armory or whether it is a museum is hard to say. The weapons here are of such fine craft and impeccable quality that this could very easily be some sort of showcase. There are every weapon. There is at least one of every weapon you can imagine, from the tiny dagger all the way through a great sword to great axe and lances and everything. Each one is hung decoratively, like I said, in the glass cabinets that line the walls here.
Fascinating. Not really what we're looking for, though.
Does anything stand out?
Detect magic.
Everything here is magic. Every single weapon in these glass cabinets is magical.
Oh.
Arlen, not many of us can use weapons.
Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, Banner, you got a bunch. You've collected a few.
Banner has taken the leather faceplate off of his face, and slowly his arm drops, and the leather faceplate has just slipped out of his hands as he's slowly wandering from case to case. I'm just curious, do I see anything in any of these cases that I might recognize as being some ancient weapon from some, I don't know, long lost civilization?
There are a wide variety of weapons, some that have not really seen use in Faerun for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And you see this one, Alan, it was really designed. It quite difficult to use effectively because it's really designed to be used by two people simultaneously. Very difficult. It's why you don't see it much anymore. But when used properly, it is a brutal thing. And this, look how cute this one is. It is very nice. Oh, I am sorry. What are we doing? Oh, shit, Harold. Yes, and I'll pick up my face off the floor.
Do you think some of us should go and try to move the crown over to Envy? That way we can open these lion doors that we were told about.
Seems like a reasonable idea.
I mean, maybe like, flyers could get there pretty quick. Hemlock, did I see you start to fly earlier?
I have these weird things on my feet.
Oh yeah, that's faster than the lily pads, I think.
Yes. However, I understand that perhaps moving the crown is an option, but I think if we just find the study and I think that would be easier to not have to swap between.
Yeah, these lion doors are right here. The study that was in the central tower.
Yes.
Well, let's book it over there and see what we can find.
Are we going to find a way to fly and walk there, or are we going to use these severed heads to teleport us?
I think flying's easy enough. Well, I guess that's up to you, Manor. I mean, you're the one that has to walk on the walls.
I have all the time in the world.
There is also the lily pad. Now that
The
Hemlock
lily
can fly.
pad cannot hold Banner.
Sure can.
Now that Hemlock is off it,
Not
doesn't it
right.
have a 600-pound weight limit?
Yes. I mean, Banner plus me, is that still under 600 pounds?
Yeah,
I figured Banner was.
I'm 302 pounds.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
god.
Okay.
The two is the hat.
Holy, yeah.
Whoa, what about all your equipment?
The giant crate that you're carrying.
Full of weapons.
See,
Right.
I'm adding 100 pounds, 103. My weight plus my equipment's weight.
That puts us at 405, which fucking sucks because this crate is 200 pounds, so that puts us 5 pounds over.
Just put the crate down.
How dare you?
I mean, we'll be right back. Here, maybe I'll just start piling stuff up on the floor. I'm still carrying my not new magic studded leather, so I'm just gonna chunk that on the ground. I don't know why I still had it, so that will take 10 pounds off.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem.
All right.
You step out onto the oh gosh.
Moving
Well,
10 feet is our speed. Chug-a-luggin'.
you find your way back around to one of the many little balconies. You actually do have to go a surprising distance to find one that is um easily opened and through areas you have already explored. But there is with the Jabberwock and the members of the League defeated, there is certainly nothing that that moves to intercept you or bar your progress at all. And heading back to where you defeated the wizard Kellic and Warduke, you go up the first flight of stairs to a door that you saw earlier. Banner, that is your name.
Mhm.
One of the stag doors that is on the first stairwell. Yep. And I will put you outside, but I don't have enough space, so I'm just putting you inside and deleting the door afterwards. You know that the next door up is the very intricate lock door, the one that uh, is covered in dials and locks and whatever that cryptic message was. But this door, being the only other one here in the central tower that you have not visited, um, as you open up the stag door, you find yourselves in a room lined and formed of the same marble that makes the rest of the Palace of Heart's Desire. Um, the only thing in this room, in the very center of the room, on a dark iron lectern, like a dark iron stand, there is a a small book, a small black book, and floating above it is a quill, an orange quill that is on fire.
Oh,
The flames do not damage the book at all. There is no curling of paper. There is no um, there is no smoke or anything like that. An orange fire wreaths this entire quill that floats above this book.
Hemlock, you feel like identifying that thing?
Oh, I was just going to grab it. Yeah, I can do that.
It's your hand.
Pretty good about that sort of thing. Yeah, I'll just try to grab it.
Your hand passes straight through the harmless illusory flames.
It's quite warm, actually.
Somebody just has style. Up close, you can see that the black book, the front cover is embossed with a rampant lion and a rampant stag, each one facing each other on the center of the book's cover. Sorry, just opening up. Or not opening up, I was pulling that bar. And opening up the book, you can see that the pages are filled with names. There are a number of pages at the back that are blank, but beyond that, there are at least 20 or so pages whose lines are completely full of names, and many of these names have been crossed out. And a quick glance shows a few names that you do recognize. You do see all of the members of the Hourglass Coven.
Just cross those out. I mean, they're dead. It doesn't matter.
And you also spot the name of Thinnings, Zybilna's butler.
Zybilna's what?
The name Thinnings,
Oh,
Zybilna's butler.
The Flat Stanley dude.
The Flat Stanley dude.
Oh, that
I
guy.
didn't hear the name, and then I thought you said her bunny, and I was like, this is the first time we're hearing about this character. Can't just drop that on us like that.
She just really likes her butler. That's just it's her little bunny.
Do we
Her little
see?
Discord bunny.
Oh no!
No,
The last
Do we?
the last set
see-
of names written in the book are very clearly written in a different hand. One that, with having seen it fairly recently, all of you are able to recognize as the handwriting of Endelyn Moongrave. And the names that she has penned into this book, you also recognize as the members of the League. Kellic, Zarek, Zargash, Skilla, who you all have met as Charme, and finally, you know now the name Warduke.
Oh,
all the
that must
good
be
that
the
it
guy
does
with
him.
the helmet. That's cool. So
Kind of a stupid name.
do we
if you think about
see,
it.
and maybe like it's perfectly reasonable that her name does not need to be in this book, but do we see Zybilna or Igwilv or Tasha?
Look,
do
look inside the front and back cover to see if there's property of.
Mm-hmm.
There is not. No.
Ah,
You
okay.
vaguely recall that that Wrath, the Heart, mentioned that this is a security system for if anything ever happened to
Yeah.
Zybilna, I mean.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I guess let's put our names in that bad boy and cross out Zargash.
Yeah, I'll actually scratch out all the names of the league in case any of them
And the
show back up.
Hags.
The dead. I'll do
Yeah,
it
but
anyway.
cross it doesn't. It's what if?
Yeah,
If
scratch out all of those names, and then I also sign my own name. I go to pass the pen to Arlen, and I say, "It's very hot."
Oh, okay. I gingerly take it.
ouch! I like sneak up right behind you and do that.
Arlen jumps like 15 feet in the air. He lands and very calmly signs his name, Arlen Elizabeth Ashgrove.
What? You have to put your true name.
Yeah, I know.
The truth is out at last.
All right, court.
Yeah, I write banner, and then underneath it, I write Harold Babble Pitch.
Oh,
As each name is finished, there is a brief flare in the flames of the pen that are completely harmless, purely for style. You don't feel any sort of magic wash over you. You don't feel any different.
All right,
onward.
well, let's go try to open a door.
Yeah, I would. I feel okay with the fact that it doesn't do anything. Do we want to go just back where we came, or do we want to go? Like, we should go up this tower.
Wizard guy said there were two libraries around here, and said that one of them was close to where we just were. I don't know if we know where the other one is.
Perhaps we should just explore this tower since we're already here. Try to find it.
Yeah, that works. Court banner.
Sounds like an excellent idea to me.
Heading up or down? I mean, you know what down is, so I don't. I guess
You freaked me
that's
out
the old.
so bad when you said that. I was like, don't we? Weren't we just
Yeah,
there?
I thought about that. Sorry. And like I said, Banner, you've been up, and the rest of you make your way up the spiral staircase that seems to go the entire like circumference of this tower, although slightly narrower here than where you actually fought with Kellic and Warduke. And you find yourself standing outside the same exceedingly ornate iron door that you saw previously, Banner. And the stairs do end on this level. There's nowhere else to go but up. The surface of this door is covered in a just headache-inducing array of cogs and latches and tumblers. With, like I said, directly in the center of the door a single doorknob. And Banner, you do remember, since it was not that long ago, that there is an inscription around the base of the doorknob that simply says, "Speak my name." In common, you all are able to.
Zybilna, Igwilv, Tasha.
Did anyone try the phrase "your name, my name"?
My name,
Or
Tasha Velt, Tasha Wald, Natasha.
We can't do
Okay,
this.
You say
no, you-
Natasha, and the door, all 8 locks on the door. You can hear each of the tumblers sliding back and sliding away.
what was it, Natasha?
The door opens.
Yeah.
it turns
What
out
the
this is a
hell?
Marvel crossover.
Inside, the door swings open to a large circular chamber. All over this chamber are a number of floating lights, drifting balls of brilliant color that bob and weave and float in some sort of very intricate pattern um, throughout the room, never colliding. In the middle of the room, floating above a large chest, a finely forged greatsword floats in the air, point up, handle down. And as it floats, it rotates in place. And the light of all of these globes reflects off of it and onto the walls of this room.
Detect magic.
The sword is exceptionally magic, as are obviously the lights. The chest itself is not magic, and given that it is not 3 feet thick, you do not see any magical auras emanating from within the chest.
The sword itself, any special auras that I might be able to parse?
Nope.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I guess whatever school normally creates magic weapons.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Wait, I have a
Banner, I'm
picture.
betting that's probably a pretty freaking cool sword.
If I were capable, I would probably be drooling right now.
Oh, no, wait, I can't show that because that's got a name. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can do this. No, that is almost certainly going to be the block. So why don't I just do this, copy image, come over to here. Shabuya.
Hell yeah.
Whoa. Well, I mean, how about we spring up there, grab that thing, and identify it?
Um.
Or we could leave it alone and go get Natasha awake.
Banner standing under it, jumping up, trying to grab it.
It is the handle is floating only a few feet above the chest, so you can grab it easily.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I grab it.
You
I
go ahead.
I just want to make sure. Did we get the line drawn between Tasha and uh Igwov? Shit. Did we get that connection made already or no?
We don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, we know now that Zybilna's name is Natasha,
Is Natasha?
and we know that like the folks recognized her as like legendary Tasha.
Hmm.
but like we haven't actually confirmed that Igwilv is also her. Absolutely for sure.
Right. Okay.
Legend lore, I mean, we don't really need it now, but I would like to know all of these details. We might be able to just
Agreed.
ask her about it, but
Yeah.
Arlen, I am going to take this sword and carve out some ivory for you so that you can do this spell.
As
well, I mean, I don't
speaking
think
of
there
the
are
sword,
any like I don't see any elephants around here, so
What's an
speak,
elephant?
s- speaking of the sword, as you grab the handle of this great sword, and you are able to pull it from where it floats very easily, a voice sounds in your mind, Banner, and you are no one else can hear it. As
Do I know that no one else can hear it?
it is very clear where this
Got it.
voice is coming from.
Got it.
As the sword in your hand speaks to you. Oh, we've woken up old Snickersnack.
Whoop.
Tell me, champion, where is the dragon to slay?
his name is Snickersnack.
I don't know of any dragon that requires slaying. Is the dragon's name Snickersnack or yours name Snickersnack?
Is Banner talking out loud?
Oh, hell yeah, I am.
I look at everyone.
That's not me. I put my hands in the air.
I just hold my hand up like, please give me a minute.
1 sec. I'm on the phone.
This voice, despite my efforts, is smooth as butter and almost sounds like it is on the verge of singing at any moment. There is a
Asterix,
melodic
in my
quality
head,
to.
it's Billy D. Williams. Continue.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The sword answers that Snickersnack is my name. For when facing dragons, Snickersnack, and their head is gone. And then they go galumphing back. For those of you who are remembering your Lewis Carroll.
Yeah.
Very well. I do not know that there is a dragon that needs its head removed in the immediate area, but I do a fair amount of traveling and have encountered a dragon or two. So if you would like, you can come with me, and we will see if we can't find you a dragon whose head you can snack and sneak.
Are you not Zybilna's champion? Has the Jabberwock not rampaged?
Oh,
This is my purpose. This is why I am here.
Oh, the Jabberwock. Oh, yes, Bloody Beak took his ass out earlier.
If a sword could pout, you can practically hear this sword pouting in your mind.
Oh, no. It's okay. It's okay. There will be other. And perhaps from what I understand, the Jabberwock always comes back.
Well, if you are not Zybilna's champion, she would have you leave me here, but in the meantime, if there is perhaps further danger from the Jabberwock, I am happy to go with you.
How does this strike you for a deal? I will take you with me, and for as long, at least as I am here, and just in case we run into Jabberwock again, and then you will be there to do what it is you do best. And as such time as it is time for me to leave, we will have another conversation about what you would like to do at that point. Does that sound fair?
Lead on, champion. Lead on. There are dragons to slay.
Yes, there are dragons to slay, says the sword that no one else can hear. Oh, hello. Sorry, I was just having conversation. with sword. A very nice individual. His name is Snicker Snack. 'Cause
What?
yes, this is Snicker Snack. Snicker
Oh.
Snack. This is Kurt and Arlen and Hemlock. Snicker Snack. Main purpose, not only purpose, but the main purpose in life is to remove head from Jabberwock.
It's been fun.
Yeah, he was a little upset that that did not seem necessary right now, but he's going to come with us because who knows, it might be necessary in the future. And also, he seemed a little depressed. I thought maybe walk around would be helpful.
Sure. I'm just going to look in here, and I'm gonna open the chest with Mage Hand.
Within the chest, there are 3 items: a golden helmet decorated with the antlers of a stag, a shimmering silver cloak with a unicorn embroidered on it in platinum thread, and clearly sized, clearly sized for Snicker Snack, a very ornate scabbard adorned with feathers, the plumage in brilliant shades of orange and yellow and red, and the occasional bit of black. And you would swear that the colors of this scabbard shimmer, almost as if on fire, but there is no flame. There is no, not even the illusion like there was similar, or like there was on the pen, a quill of a very similar kind.
Arlen's gonna grab the antlered helmet and like put it on and be like, "Hey guys, I'm a jackalope."
What's a jackalope?
It's a rabbit that has antlers.
You are one.
I'm gonna pass the scabbard to
Shoot, I
Banner.
never rolled.
No, we have not been moved.
I forgot to move you into the room with the disco lights.
Yes, that's
Awesome.
pretty.
Look, Snicker Snack, we found your pretty hat.
Yes. Yes. Get into it.
Rah, rah, Rasputin.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'll absolutely put Snicker Snack in his beautiful sheath.
great news. I don't think we need to cast legend lore anymore. I mean, we certainly can if you're still hellbent on it, and that's fine. But I think we figured it out.
Yeah, we
Pretty
did
Zybilna.
figure it out. I do still like. I want to know why, how, like. I mean, we can ask Zybilna, but like, I'm just very curious. Like, if this is Tasha, like, who's Igwilv and how are you Zybilna now? You know.
Agreed.
But that's just curiosity. We should go and save everybody first. We could, just poke in that library real fast, just real fast.
Real quick.
Actually, pop this up. I know you're not attuned to it, but
Whoa.
Ah!
that's
Pretty.
got all the
Holy shit.
rundown on Snicker Snack. You can use your
Oh my
charisma
God.
mod, which is wild for instead of strength for attack and damage, and I believe you
That's
gain
incredible.
proficiency, which is wild.
we
However,
got it.
Snicker Snack got some attitude. Don't miss
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
Well, let's head back. Let's head back and decide what our next step is.
Heading.
It ends in 2 minutes if you miss attack rolls 3 times in a row. What a bitch!
That is great.
Okay. I guess I can just switch you back over here since you head down the way you came and back into the ballroom. You are now able to pass through um, the doors marked with the lion, even though uh, those doors would normally be locked. You are able to, with your name in the book, pass through them easily, which makes it easy. You are able to pass to go down to where you fought Kellic and Warduke. Step out onto the balcony where Zargash was hiding. Cross over the storm and straight into the ballroom. Um, from that, bam, from that direction. Ringle Run and Mercian are chatting quietly as you all arrive, and they stand up and dust themselves off. Have you found what you're looking for? Did you find the items you require?
Not yet, but we might have figured something else out important. Guys, do you think we should just go ahead and pull that trigger?
It's either we do it now or we end up doing it later when we free everyone else, so we might as well do it now.
Mm-hmm. Eladon, if you could try again with Zybilna here and use the name Natasha.
Eladon does so, and there is
Remember when we were jokingly going to do that a minute ago?
We were like, nah, there's no way.
It was more like, let's not make the unicorn do this
Mhm.
than
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else.
uh, there is no flash or anything. Just like with everyone else, all of a sudden, Zybilna lurches forward and quickly regains her balance. She looks around. Damn, too late. Uh, she straightens herself up, looks at each of you, draws herself up to her full height, which, I mean, she's taller than some of you, certainly not taller than Banner, but the sheer regalness and power that radiates off of her is nothing short of intimidating. And she looks down at you and just simply says, "Have we met?"
I wave at her.
Hello, Your Highness. So sorry. We picked some roses in your garden, and I'm very sorry. We can put them back. Sorry, I'm flustered. My name's Arlen, and this is Banner and Court and Hemlock, and we have broken the curse. This is also Elodon, and that's the wizard guy, and yeah, you know, Hemlock, can you talk?
How did you come to be master of this world?
"I am Zybilna. This is my domain."
Your
She looks
name, your
over all
true
of
name
you.
that was given when you were freed just now was Natasha.
These fair
The
people
mm,
recognized you as like the legendary Tasha, with the
you
cauldron.
watch
The
as
cauldron.
in an instant, her hair goes from white to jet black, and she appears somehow younger than she was, as the face and uh, her entire personage comes to resemble that which you saw in the portraits. Her mood immediately darkens, and you can hear from not far away the maelstrom of the storm that rages in the center of this palace grows stronger. There is a crack of thunder, there is a flash of lightning, and with a venom in her voice, she looks at you, Hemlock, and says, "You know nothing of my past. The wars I've won, enemies I've crushed. I've turned the hourglass on its end so many times, each turn is a new beginning. Who are you that stands before me and speaks of things best unspoken?"
Yes,
Perhaps
well,
the one who freed you from your prison.
we have all won wars and bested enemies and crushed the Hourglass Coven. And even this trick with your face, it is not all that impressive. And Banner switches faceplates.
There is a moment where you stand before the person you know as Natasha. You know that her that this is the name that broke the spell. And then you are simply standing in front of Zybilna. This is Zybilna. That is her name. That's the only name that she has ever had. That's the only name that you have ever known. The names Natasha and Igwil no longer have any meaning for any of you.
Hmm. What were we talking about?
Well, we are very
She,
glad that you are free.
she is back to being the white-haired fey creature, the imposing personage with a distant and oh, I never actually popped the her handout. A distant and yet almost, if not kind, at least stern grandmotherly face. Let me. Nope, it's under the named people folder. Shubbin. Now, you all were telling me about how it is you came to release me from the stasis, the curse in which I believe my sisters placed me. Please, do continue.
Well, our pal Eladon knows how to undo it if he knows your true name. And so we had to figure out what your true name is, whatever that was. Oh, this is weird. And we freed you, and now we were hoping you could free everybody else. Because this cauldron thing, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, yes, I can certainly do that. There is. Tell me, what has happened to my domain in the time that I was frozen? What has happened to Prismia? I have worked very hard to make this a realm of wonder for so many.
Well, the good
It's been a
news.
bit of a mess here.
Right. I mean, the good news is that it is still a realm of wonder, but it is mostly people wondering what the fuck happened. It has been split into 1, 2, 3, at least 4 different realms. Your sisters, the Hourglass Coven is your sisters?
Yes, not by blood, but by adoption.
Well, either way, they are no more. We have eliminated them in order to get here to you. Things are not so great here either. Most of the place is frozen, although there are some creatures that are not. Thankfully, Bloody Beak was not. Bloody Beak is off fighting with the Jabberwock, which is fortunate. That is what has allowed us to come in here. Also, be very careful to the east of here. There's a very lovely but very large individual that is insistent that you feed her cake if you want to get by. So unless you have a way to deal with that or an unlimited supply of pastries, perhaps find a different way to go around. Am I missing anything?
If you're gonna just like all at once break the spell, can you wait so that we have like we're there to catch Harold and the night guy?
Strongheart.
Yes, yes, of course.
Oh, are you going to do that now?
When you are ready, I can break the spell on the palace. It sounds like there is much that I have to do to restore my domain.
Also, real quick, would you happen to have 4 strips of ivory worth about 50 gold each on you?
On my person, no. In my laboratory, certainly.
There are others as well in the garden. They've been here for a very long time. The Hourglass Coven promised that they would be given things.
Yes, many make their way here to my palace to fulfill their heart's desire, and it is my role and my desire to do these things for them. I will attend to them as soon as I am able. I must repair the damage to my palace. I must repair the damage to my domain.
Um, do we still have memory of the room of contracts?
You do, but do remember each of those was signed with a very intricate Z.
Yeah, yeah. All of them were signed by Zybilna, but we still have a couple of the notes to hags that mentioned a different name.
Correct.
Yeah. Would I be correct if I were to say if like we could go to this balcony and get kind of eyes on Harold?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Good. Yeah,
Benna,
I deleted that door. So you should be able to see.
perhaps you should be out there, and I can be here to tell Zybilna that you're in place.
Very well. And I will use my charm of the monarch to sprout my wings.
Will you be able to catch both of them?
Well, I can fly out there and catch Harold with the lily pad.
Why don't you stand with the lily pad underneath us? In case I cannot get both of them.
I mean, I can't. This lily pad will fall if you and Night Guy and Harold and me are all on it.
Well, I will try and get both of them, but if I cannot, I will drop Strongheart.
Okay, I mean, we could just each get one of them.
Would you like to get Strongheart?
Sure, yeah, I'll get Strongheart. I'm gonna size up Strongheart, see how much it feels like he weighs.
Uh, Tall, muscular human in reasonable amount of armor. You're pretty sure that between the two of you, you will not overload
Okay.
the, the 600-pound limit, especially with Banner flying and not riding the lily pad.
Just looking it up and like I have no idea how much plate armor weighs. Apparently, it's 65 pounds.
I will.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I will fly up to Harold and just get face to face with him and extend both my hands out and put them under his armpits.
You position yourselves to catch these two individuals floating above the maelstrom and signal to Zybilna. The cauldron, which you all have seen this whole time as a pot-bellied black iron cauldron. As she waves her hands over it, it turns into a cauldron of gold. With, I'm actually very curious if what this will actually. Let me just see what this does. Did that pop up for everybody?
No.
I didn't
No.
see anything.
Okay. Hell, if I could type. Nope, still can't type. Here we go. Shabuya.
Oh,
Well, that's got all the details on it. You can just.
I'm not scrolling. I won't look.
Save changes. There we go. Just the picture. Turning from. I'm surprised there's no separate art handout for this. Yeah, there's not. Okay. Turning from the black iron with chicken's feet and cats to a more draconic bent, the magic that Zybilna pulls from the simmering waters of the cauldron, a fog sort of roils out of the cauldron and spills throughout the palace, crawling along the floors, filling the balcony that you are in. There is it is not so thick that you cannot see. You can see just fine, but you can feel the very slight steam feeling, like a just the hint of a dampness that is there for just a moment, as though you have been caught in the world's shortest misting of a storm. And the palace, which until now has echoed an eerie silence, your footsteps often the only sound that you are hearing, the palace comes to life. Harold falls back into your arms. Strongheart lands on the lily pad with a "Ho!" Hemlock and Court, the congregation in the ballroom begins chattering and speaking to each other in very pleasant tones, as though this is just another fancy party. The handful of sprites at one end, their high voices as they flit from person to person in a small group. The goblins and their far more resonant voices. A few wandering around offering drinks and looking confused all of a sudden at the rubble and the dark ichor of the Jabberwock's blood that now stains the floor. There is a brief moment where, flying above the Maelstrom banner with Harold in your arms, you can see the look of abject terror that was on his face as he was falling through the sky is replaced with an equally powerful look of confusion as he looks up into your leather disc of a face, looks around at the maelstrom around you all, and just says, "Banna, what the hell are you? What's going on?"
It is okay, Harold. I have you. Come. I want you to meet my new friends. We have many things to talk to each other about. And I'll fly back down here.
You settle Strongheart and Harold on the ground. Strongheart looks at you, Arlen, and bows very deeply. You have my thanks, little one, for saving my life. If there is ever anything Valor's Call can do, you have only to ask. We are in your debt. I, especially, am in your debt. This oath I give to you. Very dramatic.
Returning in as equal drama as possible. This debt that you give to me is well received, and should there ever be a need, I shall call your name, Night Guy.
He claps you on the shoulder, bends down and gauntleted hand, just almost knocking you off your feet just a little bit. Strongheart. Strongheart.
Close.
That is my name. From now on, we are friends.
Arlen will climb up and sit on his shoulders.
Ringle Run, Mercian, meet my new friend.
Can you believe Ringle Run doesn't have any ivory? Ridiculous.
I kind of want to cast Detect Magic on the cauldron just to kind of get an idea of the things it might do.
The cauldron radiates magic. There is almost a bizarre twisting of conjuration, of transmutation, of divination, of every single school of magic. The magic that radiates off this cauldron is extremely potent. Underlying it all, and perhaps serving as the binding magic, there is a very clear undercurrent of necromancy.
Just sort of blinks, furrows his brow, sort of gets up from having lowered himself a little bit to examine it.
Zybilna, standing at the cauldron, having recently cast the spell, looks down at you. An impressive piece of magical artifice, if I can say so myself. With all humility, it is a pinnacle of magical effort.
Like any I've ever seen. My friend still is interested in finding ivory. I think I'll go, if you don't mind. I'm going to go help him.
Gather your friends first, here before me. There is one thing that yet remains unresolved.
If you don't mind, there is actually someone who is in the servants' quarters that we should retrieve as well.
First, gather your friends. There are many things to recognize. Your effort here not the least of which I am bound by both tradition and rule. For you four have done me the greatest service that could be provided, and so, by the rules of reciprocity, I grant you the greatest power I have. Tell me your heart's desire. Tell me what you wish, and I will grant it. You don't have to tell me now. Think upon it. And she raises her arms and turns to everyone in attendance, and you realize that the pixies have stopped moving. The other voices have gone silent. The goblins, including the servants, have all bowed their heads. The two elves have crossed their arms in salute, and uh, the bullywug, Knight of the Lily, has drawn his blade and knelt with the tip in the ground, his hands resting on the crossguard. And even the members of Valor's Call have gone silent. Ringelrun has lowered his head. Mercian holds her holy symbol in one hand as Zybilna turns back to all of you. There is much for me to do to repair my realm, not the least of which is honoring the rules which have bound this place together, bound me to it and it to me. You are my guests here at the Palace of Heart's Desire until you wish to return to your worlds.
Could I insight check her trying to keep me in this room right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. Shit.
Take an inspiration.
Okay. Shit.
Is that it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna use another one on that.
You can. I'll use my fortuitous flame to let you roll again.
You sure?
Yeah.
If there is something that is trying to get her to keep you here, it's not obvious. You, with your keen mind, know that the rules of reciprocity are supposed to be exceedingly important, and that under the coven they may have been relaxed. As the ruler of this realm, she is intrinsically tied to them.
Okay, I know what my wish is, but Hemlock is certainly not going to come forward first.
You don't have to decide now. Whatever it is you wish to do with your friends, you are my guests here, and by rule of hospitality, I will visit upon you no physical harm. I do ask, and she looks directly at you, Banner, that you return Snicker Snack to me, to my vault. Even if Bloody Beak should slay the Jabberwock, it is only a matter of time before he reappears here. It is a guarantee should the creature ever pose a threat. The other things you have found in my palace until this moment, anything you have taken from my realm of Prismere, anything you have taken from the lairs of my sisters, I give to you as thanks for the service that you have provided. Even now, I can feel the denizens of my realm. I know what you have done for them. Let these gifts be the beginning of my thanks. You all can see that the effort in unfreezing everyone here, coupled with having been frozen for so long, has had there has been a bit of a draining on Zybilna. While she is still standing there with the strong presence that you have all felt, there is just enough of a wobble in her step, just enough uh, of a waver in her voice that you can tell the amount of effort has certainly taken its toll. You all are approached by every single member of the court here in the ballroom. The bullywug introduces himself as Lord Slub of the Soggy Court. There are a number of pixies, like I said, whose names are rattled off at high speed and pitch that they are almost hard to catch, but they are things like Star Petal and Winterflake and Honeybright. And they flit around you all in a plain exuberance that is honestly a little contagious.
Harold, if you will, I would like to introduce you. These are my friends, Arlen and Emlock and Court. Emlock, Arlen, Court, this is my friend Harold.
It's a pleasure to meet you. We've come to know quite a bit about you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet. You look real familiar. Arlen, right? Why do you look so familiar?
I'm not actually a jackalope.
Well,
That's too bad. That would have been a great hook for a show.
Harold, you probably remember Arlen and maybe even Court from
Hey.
the Witchlight Carnival 8 years ago.
Hemlock too. He was there.
No, no.
Well, but I mean, Court and Arlen, you were associated with the Carnival 8 years ago. And so when Harold, when you went in and told me to wait for you, it is possible that you have seen one or both of them inside when you did not come out. I waited until the carnival returned, and when I did, I met up with these three, and they had lost things as well. And I will begin to launch into the story, and as I do, like I'll talk about sitting on my crate outside the area where the carnival waiting that night for the carnival to return. And then as I continue with the story, I'll actually stand on the crate as like a makeshift stage. And I'm literally just ripping through the entire story beat by beat. And the only sort of aside that I make is when I'm talking about the time in Yan, I say, and if, really, you should all do yourselves a favor and ask these two to put on the play that they have written about it. It is really something quite spectacular.
One time only.
Well, Court says that now, but if you are insistent enough, you might get lucky. You never know. And then we found you here, and between our skill and fortune, we were able to be reunited.
The members of the ballroom, slowly at first, and then as more and more turn to listen, they crowd around your crate to hear the story of what has transpired, to hear what has happened. There is a when you finish, there is a quick round of applause, but you can also hear, undercutting it all, that there is a murmur of not disbelief, but rather incredulity at what has happened. And for many, the realization that they have been frozen for an indeterminate amount of time. It may have been 8 years by mortal reckoning on the prime material plane, but the amount of time that transpired here instead is certainly, while it is not unknowable, it is unknown right now. And as you finish your story, and Harold is enraptured through the entire thing, you do see that when you go over finding Fable Rise and the story, or not the story, but the book there that contains Harold's story, he does get a embarrassed is not quite. It is a mixture of embarrassment, not, oh God, that's my story, but like, oh crap. Like, this is
Right.
something that
Right. Caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
should have said something, didn't. This is going to take some explaining. And with with many bows and murmured thanks and other well wishes, many of the members of the group here begin to disperse. The members of Valor's Call remain, as do as does Lord Slub. And eventually it is it is far quieter as the room has thinned out. And Harold waits until things have settled down a little bit. You probably got a lot of questions.
Yeah, well, I do, and I'm sure we do, but we have plenty of time. For now, my friend Alan here, he has been very anxious for some ivory, and Zybilna has been kind enough to tell us where we can get it. Would you like to join us on our little walk?
Yeah, I think it would do me good to stretch my legs. They've been locked in the same position for at least 8 years, I guess.
Wonderful. Let's take a stroll.
As though summoned, Thinnings the butler waits by one of the doorways, and sorry, as you all begin to walk, he steps not in front of you, like barring your path, but steps up to you. Thank you so much for freeing my mistress. I'm she has offered my services to you. As for Lord Butler, I can take you anywhere you wish to go in the palace. There are a few places you understand that are off limits. She also asks if you would please return
It is the first
the
place I was
crystals.
going. Oh, the crystals. I am sorry. I was going to ask if you could lead me to the room where I can return this, and I will hold out Snickersnack.
Oh, if you like, if you like, I can return that for you, or one of the other servants. And he gestures, and you see lining one of the walls the goblins that were until not long ago frozen in the servants' quarters, going about their mundane tasks of straightening clothes or ironing or stacking laundry. All of whom are lined up and looking at you all with huge smiles on their faces that practically split their little goblin heads uh, in half with how just hugely they are giving you all big goblin-y toothy smiles. If you insist on doing it yourself, we can. I can't fly there, but we can go. We can go through the headroom if you'd like. Or if you need to go somewhere first, we can certainly do that. But the crystals, please.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
He hands them to to one of the waiting goblins who rush them over to Zybilna, and you see her handle each one exceptionally carefully, peering up through the gems, and each one then vanishes from her hand. Uh, right, this way, please. We can get to the headroom, or I can take you wherever you need to go. Or if you'd like, I can bring whatever you need here to you. We've drawn up some. We've drawn up the guest quarters on the second floor. The stateroom.
Perhaps there, and once there, we could use the ivory that and incense that Arlen has been looking for.
Right. This way, please. And leading you to one of the uh, to another of the stairwells, the golden spiral staircases. This is the fourth one, the one that you have not seen. It branches off of here, right here, and heads upstairs. This one, um, the demons here that you see are perhaps the strangest, which is saying something given the ooze stairwell. This is a variety of demonic flora, large mushrooms, weird um, pox-ridden creatures that uh, fly around on insectile wings or um, crawl along with a variety of things growing off them until as you reach the top of the stairs, uh, in the place of power, as it were, where you have seen the others, uh, Arlen and uh, uh, Hemlock and anyone trained in Arcana, I guess, um, the the Lord I cannot pronounce this name, Zagutmoy. Zagutmoy.
Zugtamoy.
Zogtamoy?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Zugtamoy. The the fungal demon lord not Demon Prince, that's 40k. The fungal demon lord stands over a group of humans that, while the other friezes and reliefs have all shown in more um, wild, carnal, or even like the demonic bacchanalia you saw in the first one, the humans you see here are much more sedate, as if they are intoxicated or tripping. I can't think of a fancy word for it, so tripping. But the general feeling of these carvings is the same. And while they are certainly strange, they seem to have no impact at all on Thinnings, as he whistles quite happily, leading you up the stairs, past the freezes, and down a hallway to a large, uh, a room with a set of large double doors, which he opens and directs you all inside. The room itself contains a single large four-poster bed, a large desk, and dresser. There is a very, very posh and um, very finely woven blue rug on the bottom, and the the um the wooden bed is carved in relief with bluebirds and other small creatures, um kind of, I don't want to say cavorting, but flying happily uh as uh as the scene unfolds, and he gestures you inside. Trying to zoom out here so I can Hoop. Oh wait, you guys are on the other level. Hoop. Hoop.
Ooh.
And he gestures you all inside. If you wait here, I will, whatever you need, if you'd like to rest and recuperate. Um, we are preparing one of the other rooms. Unfortunately, we have guests in many of them. One of them is being cleared, and we can take you down the hallway to another room. But if you'd like to rest in here in the meantime, you needed ivory and incense, I am happy to get those things for you. Or if you insist on coming yourself, the laboratory is just down the way here.
Excellent. I don't know that we will even be needing more rooms, seeing as many of us are not going to be needing much space. Um, but yes, we should get those materials.
Are you following, or are you just going to wait here for him to bring them back?
You know what?
I'll go with.
I I think I will relax for a little bit.
I'll go with to the library.
Laboratory.
That's what I said.
He leads you out the door and down the main hallway, slipping through doors at the end of the hall. He takes you into a, oh gosh, who am I grabbing? Haha! He takes you into a actually sizable room. I keep forgetting these squares are 10 by 10 sometimes. Full of uh, uh, all kinds of jars and glassware and all sorts of um, thick wooden shelves covered in a wide variety of what you both recognize as spell components. you see growing out of a bottle whose stopper has been removed, an exceptionally long and thick beanstalk, not unlike the one that you saw holding up the tower on the eastern side of the palace. That the one that you climbed up, Banner. And Thinnings begins rummaging through the shelves. I'm not. You needed ivory and incense. Incense I recognize, but perhaps you could. Uh, you're guests here, so you're welcome to whatever it is you might need.
Thank you, Thinnings.
Yeah, thank you. I'll start searching for what I need.
Uh, Mixed in amongst the wide variety of components and alchemical reagents, you are able to find the strips of ivory and a sizable box of incense.
Should we go back to the room to perform your seance?
That sounds good. Nice peaceful place.
Yes.
Just checking to see if there's anything else in here I need. But I think that's really it.
When we get back, and we have some privacy with everyone, Hemlock will just vocalize, "I'm still not understanding what all the reliefs, all of the figures, carvings, the glass, the stained glass. There's so much. There is so much demonic iconography in this place, and the words in infernal in the contract room, and I am not understanding something that feels very. No one seems bothered by it. No one else. Thinnings didn't seem to pay it any mind. It. I don't know enough about the Fae, I suppose. I just didn't think it was going to be so intrinsically invested in the lower planes.
How aware are we that we're like missing something? Like,
Not in the slightest. As far as you all are aware, you were told that Zybilna rules this place. Kettlesteam told you that from the very beginning. Everyone has only ever used the name Zybilna. The terms the name Igwilv means absolutely nothing to you.
mm-hmm.
And Natasha equally means it's a common human name. Uh, the wizard Tasha is well known throughout the multiverse, and that is not forgotten. But as it relates to Zybilna, all of that knowledge is gone,
Yeah.
and you are completely unaware that this has happened.
The only thing we really have is like the evidence we've been faced with so far, right?
I mean, there are still certainly a wide variety of sort of incongruities.
Yeah.
The demonic freezes certainly don't feel like they should fit here. Um,
I don't know that any true wish of mine is something that Zybilna would even be strong enough to handle, to take care of for me. But I think I should like to know what it is that why this place is so odd in this regard.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of anything else I could use my wish for. I mean, to destroy this book, as useful as that would be to me, I don't know that that's something she could do.
Well, you could wish for it anyways, and if you can't do it, then do something else. But I I really have no idea what I'd want to wish for myself. I mean, maybe just like set up my parents and everything, make sure money's not a problem anymore or never a problem again, I guess.
That sounds lovely. And Demlock, what, I mean, as long as I have known you, there have been people chasing you. So you could wish that no one chases you anymore.
Yes, but they're my family. And if it's not my family, then it's people they still care about.
Well, then I am confused. Why then do you not return?
Because this book in their hands is destruction. You have seen what I can do with it in the hands of my mother or my sister. It is a weapon beyond my comprehension. Wouldn't give that to them. They should not have it. Even my judicious use of it has been the executor of death exclusively.
Well, it seems like we all have bits of our history that are difficult to explain or uncomfortable to explain. Perhaps Zybilna is no different in this regard. And these reliefs, whatever they are and wherever they are here, are some part of her past that she chooses not to share. What I do know is that we set out to find the things we have lost. We have done that. We set out to restore Zybilna to her rightful place on the throne of Prismia, and we have done that. Yeah, I'm not sure what good digging will do us at this point.
It is only through my understanding of this book that I know the sorts of people who should not have it. And I trust Zybilna in her place. But perhaps an understanding of this castle, of this palace of heart's desire, put me perhaps in a better understanding of people like my own family.
Very well. Well, I must admit, Alan, you are an expert storyteller, and you have been quite focused on achieving the materials to cast this magic, to learn many secrets, which I imagine will help you tell even greater stories. So I am quite anxious to see the result of these.
Yeah, I mean, I know like I wanted this for sure, like, and I'll be able to like learn lost stories a lot. Um, I mean, we figured out what the cauldron did, and so like don't really think I'll need to use it on the cauldron. And like, I mean, we could try to figure out more about Zybilna, but I don't know. It seems kind of rude to pry after she, gave me the stuff that I'm then using to pry.
Cauldron was built with necromancy. know that power is not just perhaps prying is impolite.
Well, do you think? I mean, I could look into the cauldron, or possibly looking into Zybilna would tell us about the cauldron. If she's unhappy about it, she can just wipe. Well, I can't say that. I don't know that she did that. I was going to say she could just wipe my mind again, but I don't know that happened. Look, there's no rule about not doing that in the laws of hospitality. And I will, set out the things that I need and take the next 10 minutes and cast legend lore and describe Zybilna.
You light the incense and say your words of power, the magic flowing from the lantern that you carry with you. And as you say Zybilna's name, we'll get to the answer next week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That feels like a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Not quite a cliffhanger.